You're walking home alone at night. Phone in one hand, earphones in, thinking about tomorrow. The streets are quiet. Not dangerous quiet. Normal quiet. The kind that feels safe enough not to worry about. Apartment lights glowing softly above you. Convenience stores still open. Cars occasionally passing by in the distance. It's Children's Day in Korea. Just after midnight. And somewhere nearby, someone is following you. Not close enough to scare you immediately, just far enough to stay unnoticed. 10 steps behind, then 15, then closer again. You don't realise he's been driving around for almost 30 hours looking for someone to kill. And tonight, he's decided you'll do. Then suddenly, you hear footsteps speeding up behind you. Fast. Heavy. And before you can even turn around, something sharp tears into your back. You scream. Your phone crashes onto the pavement, and the empty street explodes into panic. Tonight, we are going to talk about the Children's Day murder case in Korea. Welcome to the podcast you can't unhear. Wonju, South Korea. And honestly, this story feels terrifying because nothing about the killer seemed extraordinary at first. No gang member. No infamous criminal. No dark internet cult. Just a 24-year-old man named Jang Yoon-gi. The kind of person people probably passed every day without remembering twice. Jang was born in November 2002 into a relatively normal middle-class family. Nothing unusually violent in his background. Nothing dramatic. At least, not publicly. But growing up, he struggled socially and academically. He eventually dropped out of middle school, which is extremely unusual in Korea, especially because education there is heavily tied to identity and social pressure. Still, he later studied independently and earned the equivalent of a high school diploma. And for a while, his life looked ordinary enough. Part-time jobs, restaurants, cafes. Trying to survive adulthood quietly like millions of other people. That's where he met her. A Vietnamese co-worker working legally in Korea. Friendly. Independent. Just another employee trying to earn a living. And somewhere along the way, Jang became obsessed with her. Not love. Obsession. The dangerous kind that slowly replaces reality inside someone's head. He repeatedly asked her out. Again. And again. And every single time, she rejected him. Politely at first, then more firmly. Until eventually, she became uncomfortable enough to quit the job entirely just to avoid him. That detail says everything. Because women usually know when rejection is becoming unsafe. That instinct exists for a reason. But instead of accepting the rejection, something inside Jang snapped. The scariest people are often the ones who believe rejection is humiliation. Because eventually, they stop seeing the other person as human, only as something that belongs to them. On May 3rd, 2026, around 2 a.m., Jang broke into her home. And what happened afterward permanently changed everything. After raping her, panic started taking over. Not guilt. Not remorse. Fear of consequences. Fear of being exposed. Fear of shame. So instead of surrendering, he decided the solution was to silence her forever. The next part of the story feels horrifyingly methodical. Jiang went to Daiso. Bright, fluorescent lights. Cheap household products. Normal shoppers walking around completely unaware. And somewhere inside that ordinary store, he bought gym gloves and a kitchen knife. The kind of purchase that looks meaningless on CCTV. Until afterward. Later that evening, he returned to the woman's neighborhood carrying the knife. Waiting. Watching. But this time, she saw him first. Imagine that moment. Looking out the window and seeing the man who assaulted you standing outside again. Still waiting. Still watching. She immediately called police. Officers warned him to stay away from her. And thankfully, she escaped to a friend's apartment that same night. But Jiang didn't stop. For 30 hours, he drove around, searching for her. 30 hours. Think about that psychologically. The obsession, the anger, the refusal to let go. At some point during those 30 hours, this stopped being about one specific woman. It became something darker. Eventually, Jiang admitted something chilling to investigators later. He said he had started thinking about suicide, but he didn't want to die alone. He wanted someone to go with him. That sentence alone feels terrifying, because suddenly, any stranger nearby could become a target. Not because they did anything wrong, just because they existed nearby at the wrong moment. Then came the night of May 4th, leading into May 5th. Children's Day in Korea. A holiday usually associated with families, parks, children laughing outside late into the evening. But sometime after midnight, Jiang spotted a teenage girl walking home alone, 17 or 18 years old, dreamed of becoming a paramedic someday. And the most horrifying part, she had absolutely no connection to him. None. She wasn't his co-worker, wasn't involved in the earlier crime, didn't know his name. She was just simply there. Jiang followed her quietly for around 10 to 15 minutes. Waiting. Watching. Searching for somewhere without CCTV cameras. That detail makes the attack feel even colder somehow. Because it means he was thinking clearly, calculating, choosing the location carefully. The streets grew quieter the further she walked. Fewer lights. Fewer cars. Apartment buildings towering silently overhead. And somewhere behind her, Jiang kept following. One step, then another. Then finally, when they reached a darker area, he attacked. A teenage boy nearby initially thought it was just a couple arguing. He was on the phone with a friend when he noticed the commotion. Then suddenly, he heard screaming. Real screaming. The kind that instantly tells you something terrible is happening. This next part breaks my heart, because the boy actually tried to help her. He ran toward the attack. A teenager choosing courage in a moment most adults would freeze. But when he approached, Jiang attacked him too. The knife slashing deeply into his hand. Still, the boy managed to call for help. But by then, it was already too late. The girl died at the scene. After the murder, Jiang drove calmly to a nearby park around a kilometer away. The aftermath feels almost more disturbing than the attack itself, because of how normal he acted afterward. He threw the knife into a ditch, went into a public restroom, washed blood from his hands and arms, turned off his phone and discarded it. Then took a taxi to a coin laundromat. Security footage from the laundromat horrified people later, because while his blood-stained clothes washed inside the machines, Zhang casually laid down using a pillow, relaxing, vaping. Like someone killing time after work. No panic. No visible guilt. No breakdown. Just silence. That emotional emptiness feels terrifying. Not rage. Not madness. Just complete emotional detachment after destroying someone's life. Eventually, he hid inside a vacant apartment he knew about from previous apartment hunting. But this wasn't the early 2000s anymore. This was Korea in 2026. CCTV everywhere. Digital records. Taxi tracking. Phone data. Police caught him only 11 hours later. When arrested, Zhang insisted the murder wasn't premeditated, but investigators strongly disagreed, because the evidence painted a terrifyingly clear timeline. The assault, the knife purchase, the stalking, the waiting, the search for blind spots without cameras. Everything pointed toward planning. I think that's what makes this story so frightening psychologically. Not impulsive violence. Deliberate violence. Then came another disturbing detail. Psychological evaluations reportedly found no psychopathic traits. No clinical psychopathy. No insanity. Nothing people could easily point to and say, "See, that's why." Cases like this terrify people because they remove emotional distance. People want monsters to feel obviously different from ordinary humans. But sometimes, the scariest realization is that horrifying choices can come from someone painfully normal. Meanwhile, the victim's dreams started spreading across Korea. She had wanted to become a paramedic someday, a person who wanted to save lives. And after learning that, local paramedics visited her memorial. They left behind a paramedic uniform for her, hoping somehow she could finally rest peacefully. And honestly, that image hurts more than almost anything else in this story. The uniform she never got the chance to wear. I think what makes this case linger isn't just the violence. It's the randomness of it. The terrifying idea that somebody carrying enough rage and obsession can suddenly redirect it toward a complete stranger. Someone simply walking home alone after midnight. Someone with dreams, plans, a future already waiting for them. And within seconds, everything disappears. Maybe that's why this story shook Korea so deeply. Because Korea is often viewed as incredibly safe at night. People walk home late. Students travel alone. Convenience stores stay open until morning. There's this sense of safety built into daily life. And stories like this rupture that feeling instantly. Somewhere out there tonight, people are still taking late-night walks home, believing they're safe because the streets look empty. But sometimes, the most dangerous person nearby is the one quietly following behind you without saying a word. As always, stay safe out there, guys. I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast You Can't Unhear.